Is it a normal practice of your department not to report back to a commissioner when he's asked you to go out and look at it, and you tell him, I will look at it tomorrow, and you've not got back with him yet?
No, sir. That's
okay.
Certainly not.
Okay. So communications has not flowed as fluently as you may think.
I'm sure there are many problems that we've had with communication, this being only one of them. And if I'm the person responsible for that lack of communication, I'll personally apologize right now.
What I want you to personally do is to help this lady. If we need to make a motion to send this to the mayor to get back to your department, then I also make that motion today, that we make a motion to send this to the mayor's office, that he can support the commission in seeing that this is resolved as quickly as possible. I don't know the exact terms. Maybe Commissioner Kate has a little more experience in this. But I'm fishing here if anybody has any suggestions.
Well, where I'm going to go.
I guess the law department, can we legally do that, John?
We have to, this is not on our agenda, so we'd have to amend our agenda to have a motion.
What I was just talking to Scott about. Public forum is the opportunity for the public to come and speak and to voice their opinion about things and get our attention about things, which this lady has done. I mean, I'll be glad. This is the first I've heard of this. I'll be glad to check with Bruce and see if there's something else that we can do.
Well, as a point of order, if it's not on the agenda, if you make a motion, maybe not at public forum, if you get a vote of 13-0 to put this on the agenda, can that not be done today?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you want to amend the agenda to put this item on the agenda, so we have to have 2/3 vote to put it on.
Or if there's no objections, then it'll be added.
Or, well, let's just do a vote, and that'd be easier. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Okay. So your motion is to send it to the county mayor and
expect engineering, give them a week's time to report to the lady and to the commission, and for them to report their findings at the next full commission hearing.
Well, why don't you just have the mayor put in writing to us, to the commission, by the next meeting, their findings and what can be done to help Ms. Cole.
I would like to have a little advance notice, if it's in my district, if they pick up the phone and call me, as to their finding before all of it, before 30 days is up.
Well,
I'll make that without putting it in the motion.
Okay. You got a second by Commissioner Huddleston. Commissioner Trammell?
Well, I was just going to maybe try to put this to bed here. If Chris, were you aware of this problem yourself? I mean, your office may have been, but were you yourself aware of this problem?
Yes, actually, I was on site, I think it was last week. I've met with, James McMillan, who you're familiar with, about the property, met and spoken with Ms. Cole on numerous occasions. And I have...
In your professional opinion, what can be done in a month to rectify some of the issues that she has on this property?
Well, if there's permanent sedimentation, there's nothing that's going to be done in a month on the site. I guess the question which remains is are there controls that need to be in place on site that are not in place now? From my visual inspection of the site, from conferring with the state, TDEC, about the conditions in the site, I was told that the site is in compliance. So it's somewhat of a different perspective here. I've been told by a lot of, fairly knowledgeable sources that the proper controls are in place in site, yet the discussion here indicates something vastly different. And so I think I'm compelled to investigate myself.
The professionals are telling you that everything is as it should be, and if that is true, then when we get these types of rains that we're seeing in these pictures right here, then it falls back on the landowner to make certain adjustments to their land to
a certain extent, and that's not to be dismissive in any way of what's in the pictures here. But there are situations where you can have a lot more rain than the controls are designed for, and
There's nothing we can do about that.
That's right. It is, but the onus is on the landowner to make corrections following that rain.
It'd be great to see what we've done for.
Okay, does anybody have any other questions for Mr. Granger?
I'd just like for Ms. Cole to come back up and respond if she would.
With all due respect, I don't think we've had any rain events this year that are out of the ordinary. These pictures are taken when we get an inch of rain, when we get a quarter of an inch of rain. It's the same, just more of it. I just read today that the runoff is the lowest it's been in 133 years. Driest winter we've had since 1941. And I get a little disturbed when I hear Chris talking about the pictures as if there's some unusual rain event that caused this to happen. If you'll look at the dates, the pictures run from last April to this April, and the most recent pictures were taken Saturday. And Saturday's rain wasn't that big a deal. I just want you to know that.
Ms. Cole, since you've owned the property, has it always done this, or are you talking about in the last month or two it started doing it?
No, this started when they broke ground. The streams were clear. In a heavy rain, it might overflow the banks, but it wasn't orange. It's clear. I can show you pictures where the construction runoff comes in, meets up with a freshwater spring from another location. And the delineation where the mud is flowing in is very clear. I've walked up the stream myself. I can see where it's coming off site.
Is this because of his grading? I mean, if he had grass on it, would it be doing that?
No. Basically what they've done is they've stripped the ridge. And what I believe is happening is they've routed the stormwater sewage system directly to the stream. It doesn't go to the detention structures. So they basically bypassed it. And when you go in and you strip all the vegetation off a piece of land that's very steep, you pick up volume and you pick up speed and you take all the dirt with you.
Yeah, but once you get the growth back, vegetation.
The pipes are still underground. They're still sending the water in. And when they pave it, you won't know it. But I saw those pipes go in. And they're not diverting the runoff to the structures that were built to detain the water so that it didn't hit my stream like that.
So you say they run them straight to the creek?
I believe they do, yes.
So they can't be in compliance. They can't be in compliance.
I think they are.
How can we find out?
Well, we've got Mr. Ballard's asking the mayor to look into it and a formal complaint, I guess, and to get back with us and with him within 30 days, hopefully sooner than later. But if there's some kind of violation that we need to, the mayor needs to take action and fix it.
Mr. Ballard, if you'll make a motion, I'll be happy to vote in favor of it. I know we've
already
voted.
Made a motion.
Okay, what is your motion? I know we voted to suspend the rules or to add it to the agenda.
I'm not sure what my motion was.
I think what his motion was is to ask the county mayor to get his engineering department to look at Ms. Cole's land to see if there's any violation and if anything can be done to fix her problem. And then get back with the commission in writing by at least the next commission meeting. And Commissioner Ballard wanted to make sure that the county mayor notified him and also Commissioner Huddleston as soon as he has his findings.
I guess if I could add one other thing, if there were violations of any codes, that it will be addressed immediately and not at the end of the 30 days. Surely to goodness, if there are violations in codes, if there are penalties, bonds, or whatever they can pull, it could be done.
I'm sorry, Mr. K. Chris, is that something you can specifically look at, too, what she's talking about, where the stormwater runoff is directed into her stream?
Yes.
Thanks.
And sewage. Just a comment here. Having been involved, unfortunately, in a lot of this stuff, it looks to me like what may have happened is the original calculation for stormwater runoff was missed, and I don't know if that means it wasn't checked. I don't know. Chris, they have not had the manpower to do that a lot of time. If it was originally calculated wrong, the conveyances to catch it are wrong, and it's going to take a major fix. So that might need to be looked at too, Phil, as Chris